You can't see them, smell them, or taste them, but they could be hiding in your next meal waiting to be eaten. Meet the Trichinella worm, known to cause the parasitic infection Trichinellosis. In this video, we'll go over the causes, symptoms, and how you could prevent getting these worms. But first, let's meet the culprit. Trichinella are small microscopic roundworms that require a living organism known as a host to reproduce and live. They can live inside meat-eating mammals like wild boar, bear, walrus, and even humans. Their life cycle first starts inside the muscle of their host. In the muscle, you will find the Trichinella larvae, which is an immature form of an adult embedded in the muscle tissue. Some of the larvae will have a hardened capsule around them called a cyst. When the infected muscle or meat is eaten, it will be digested by the stomach acid, which will dissolve the cyst and release the larvae. The larvae will then travel to the small intestine, where they will grow up, mature, and start reproducing. The new larvae will make their way into the bloodstream to find new muscles to live in and form cysts. They will wait in the muscle waiting to be ingested, repeating the cycle. Now, most people get trichinellosis when they eat raw or undercooked meat that is infected with the larvae, usually from ingesting wild animal meat like bear or wild boar. You're less likely to get trichinellosis from eating commercially raised pork, but there's still a risk of getting it if the meat is raw or undercooked. Symptoms. Okay, so what happens if you do get trichinellosis? Symptoms can range from no symptoms to severe. The severity of the symptoms will depend on the number of Trichinella worm consumed. If symptoms do appear, they will show up 1 to 2 days after ingestion. These early symptoms can include abdominal cramps, diarrhea, vomiting, and fatigue. Later symptoms will usually show up 2 to 8 weeks later when the larvae has migrated and embedded into the muscle. These later symptoms can include high fever, headache, muscle pain, aching joints, and swelling around the eyes and face. Severe complications, especially those with heavy infestation of worms, can lead to meningitis, which is the inflammation of the meninges, a protective membrane around the brain, inflammation of the brain itself, inflammation of the lung tissues, and inflammation of the heart muscle. Prevention. So what can you do to prevent yourself and others from getting these parasitic worms? Don't eat meat that's raw or undercooked. Ensure cuts of meat, especially from wild game animals, are cooked to a minimum temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit or 71 degrees Celsius at the center prior to eating. Ensure to wash your hands often during food preparation, especially after handling raw meat, to prevent spreading parasites to other foods. Thoroughly clean your knives and equipment used for processing meat to avoid spreading the larvae around to other equipment or surfaces. Now let's recap. Trichinellosis is a parasitic infection caused by the Trichinella worm. It's spread by ingesting infected meat containing the worm and can be found in meat of wild game and other meat-eating animals. The severity of the symptoms will depend on the amount of worms ingested. Mild symptoms can include headache and diarrhea, while severe complications can include inflammation of the heart and brain. The best way to prevent these worms is to avoid eating raw meat and cooking meat to appropriate temperatures. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helped to get a better understanding on what is trichinellosis. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to leave any questions or requests for future videos in the comments below. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.